and my sister were scrolling through TikTok and we saw a video about a party. It had the location and everything. IDKY this bubbly fugly tugly girl aka my sister said we have to go there, so she went to ask her mom. She said no to my sister. When my sister came back I said, "You fat bubbly ugly girl, I'm running out of time, come back for part 2. So my mom ended up saying sure, and this is the only time I wish she would have said no. Anyways, when we arrived at the party, there were all teenagers. Some were kissing, some were drinking, and me and my sis were like 9 and 7. I was mad at my sister for making me come, so I pushed her in a pool. A crowd of people stood around us chanting fight, fight, fight. I was ready to beat my sister up. Sadly, the cops showed up because the neighbors had complained about the music being so loud that their walls started to crumble. So as soon as I saw the cops, I ran like a chicken, knowing they are about to be fried at McDonald's. However, my sister was still in the pool since I pushed her. Teenagers were running in all directions. It was like the full Jurassic Park movie in real life. So yeah, I got my out of there. Then I climbed a tree like a monkey and watched my sister as the cops were pulling her out of the pool. I ran home and my sister came home an hour after me. She was soaking wet. She said, "I will turn you into a fried chicken nugget." Anyways, that was my story.
Story time on how my best friend tried to kill me. One day in school, my best friend, let's just call her Ellie, was acting a bit weird. She didn't want to talk to me and was just ghosting me. So, Ellie had always been the type to get jealous really quickly and would want things to be her way all the time. She also had anger issues. So, if something didn't go her way, it could get a lot worse quickly, if you know what I mean. I was trying to think of what the cause of could be for her ghosting me, but I couldn't think of anything. So later that day I was at home alone and I thought I saw something run by my window. Also, I live far away from other people, so my family is the type to leave the front door unlocked. Then I heard my front door open and close. I thought my mom had come home from work early, so I said, "Oh, hi, Mom." No one replied. I started to panic because my mom would always reply. Then I could hear someone walking up the stairs. I closed my door and locked it. My bedroom didn't have a window, so if they got in my room I would be trapped. I was hiding in my closet and someone was banging on my door. I heard a familiar voice saying, "Come out wherever you are. You can't hide forever." Then I recognized who it was. It was Ellie. She couldn't get into my room, so she said, "I'll just get you out a different way." I didn't come out of the closet until I could smell smoke. I got out of the closet and my entire room was filled with gray smoke. I could barely breathe, so I unlocked my door and ran out of my house. No one was in the house when I left. I turned around and looked back towards my house. My entire house was in flames. There was fire everywhere. I called the police and told them what had happened. They couldn't find Ellie anywhere. The next day Ellie didn't show up to school. No one has seen her ever since the incident, and to be honest, I'm pretty glad about that. One day I wanted to get a tattoo put on my arm. I saw this particular one on Instagram and I wanted to tattoo myself right now. It was my first time getting a tattoo, so I was a bit nervous. I called my friend and asked her if she would go with me. She said yes and asked me if I wanted to go to her local tattooist, but because it was a Sunday, they were closed. We found this one tattoo place that was still open, but neither of us had been there before. It didn't have the best reviews, but I wanted that tattoo so badly that I didn't really care. So me and my friend went into that tattoo store and I told the guy working there that I wanted a small tattoo on my arm. I wanted it to be small because it was going to be my first one and I didn't know if I was going to regret it, which I ended up doing. Anyways, the guy there told me he wasn't able to make it small and that it had to be larger. I agreed because I really wanted this tattoo and I just convinced myself that I would like it even if it was large. So I sat down in the chair and the dude left to get his supplies. Once he left the room, my friend told me that normally tattooists can make a tattoo any size and that we should go somewhere else. My friend did not trust this guy. I told her it would be fine and that I wouldn't mind it being large. Now I wish I had listened to my friend. Anyway, the guy took about 3 hours tattooing my arm. But it took so long because he kept on taking really long breaks. Well, this one break was way longer than the other breaks. I was thirsty, so I got up to go to the water stand. Next to the water stand there was a big window and you were able to see outside. While I was drinking my water, I looked outside and you won't believe what I saw. The guy who was tattooing my arm was taking drugs. I could tell because he seemed dizzy and has white powder all over his nose. I told my friend, who was angry at me because I wouldn't listen to her. Well, we left and my friend was telling me, "I told you so," the whole ride back. Oh, and we had her local tattooist finish my tattoo the next day. This is the story of how I almost got kidnapped. Okay, I went to the shops and this guy parked really close to my car. And he was so old, he could have been my grandpa. He was so old and he kept following me and he was like, "Hi." So I said hi and he said, "Do you want to see something cool?" And I said no and walked into the store, and then he followed me in the store through all the aisles. And to get attention, I obviously threw something on the ground. It was a big pickle jar, and then the old lady came up to me and I said, "Grandma," and ran up and hugged her and she played along.